Lovely. Right, it's a bit difficult to show this one, but this actually had the most extraordinary animal print. I couldn't really ignore it. It was slightly fugly, but it's Gil Brett, which is, it's not an English name. It's a designer. It's not terribly high end, but it was unusual. It was well made. I could tell. It was a boxy jacket, which is quite the thing at the moment. At £22.99, I probably think I took an offer of £20 on it. Sometimes people do pay the full price, even when you've got best offer on things. Excuse my shaky handheld camera here. The technology just gets worse and worse. So it was a slightly sheeny jacket, blazer style thing. Yeah, quite pleased with that. So an unusual brand, Gil Brett. If you see it, certainly grab it. It looks like it goes okay. This is what's selling well for me at the moment, which is the full button through tea dress. Ditzy florals, as in the 90s. I've got my keywords there: Lango, rockabilly, grunge, tea dress, ditzy, floral. Oh, pack in those keywords, you know. I keep tinkering with these when they go round on another circle. I think that actually sold for its full price. Really rather sweet. There's a nice little neckline there. Yeah, midi. It depends who's wearing it, I always think. I'm a bit wary of describing anything as a maxi dress, anything with a sort of skirt length of less than about 36, because it just isn't on most of us. So there we go. That was a nice little sale in good vintage condition. Let me get rid of these. Here we go. Next, don't overlook belts. Often overlooked at jumbles and in charity shops. You'll find that the very high label clothes will go for high amounts, but usually they're told, you know, price belts at £2, whatever they are, unless it looks something amazing, and most people haven't a clue. This belt was from Karen Millen. It was very thick, very wide, sort of corsety style. Hard to show a belt. I do put them on my Edna. Is that focusing, or is that just my eyes being blurry? There we go. I didn't sell it for £29.99. I think I took £24.99. It was a pretty big size, a very big size belt. So that really helps, because everyone likes belts. Quite heavy. Be aware of that when you're posting things. But nice. It was a nice thing, and it just said quality. So I will grab quality whether it's clothes or not. In fact, I haven't said what I paid for these things. Some things I've had from jumble sales, some from charity shops. I haven't even been to a boot fair this year, which is quite a confession. I intend to go to one next Saturday, because it's the fear of missing out, isn't it? FOMO. So I really need to get down to them. But I do find that the couple of contacts I've got where I pick up things, that jumble sales for me are absolutely the way to go. I think that belt I may have paid £2 for. The ditzy dress, £1 to £2. You know, I'm not paying a lot for things at the moment, and I'm trying to keep that end of things down, because as we all know, breathe, I'm talking at 19 to the dozen again, aren't I? You know, turnover's one thing, profit is quite another, and I don't want to be paying a lot of money for something. I want to be maximising the returns I get. So jumble sales are the way for me. Is that blurry or not? I can't tell. Anywho, there we go. I probably need glasses. In fact, strangely enough, I bought 2 pairs of glasses, varifocals, from my opticians, went on holiday, came back for a week and stood on my favourite pair of glasses, and have had to pay another £60 for some new frames. So be careful out there, peeps. That's an annoying thing to happen. Luckily, I had 2 pairs of glasses, so I still could wear something and still could drive. Anyway, back to this lovely little thing. This rather splendid dress, proper vintage. Here we go. Buttons down the side, crimpline no less, 100% crimpline. I know Lex out there loves a bit of crimpline, as do I. This went very quickly for the full price. It's a sort of a mini skirt. Mary Wilson was the brand. Definitely 60s. Absolutely, it's got such a modern look about it. These lovely contrast buttons. It was just completely and utterly cool. So I was very pleased with that. I think I picked that up for about £2.99 in a charity shop. Now, now this one, you probably remember me saying, if you've followed me or watched me, that I went to a jumble sale and I bought a full-length men's Barber trench coat for the princely sum of £2. And it sold. It's taken a couple of cycles. Maybe it's not the season for trench coats, who knows? It's always the season for something somewhere. You know, always list out of season, just get it up there. It's worth doing. Now, I didn't get £119.99, I think I got £94.99 for this. Still happy, bloody good return. It's a nice thing, and I was happy to have it gone because it takes quite a lot of space. It was in immaculate condition. There was a little bit of fading to the collar, as I described, and marks on the collar, but, you know, pretty darn good thing. And I've never seen a full-length trench coat in these. They're usually the jackets. So there we go. Just goes to show what you can find from a jumble sale. And that was a good big size as well, with 42 chest. So that was a nice pickup. These lovely wee things here. Jane Shilton shoes. A good brand. These are suede. They're low heel, this sort of kitten style heel here. They were in immaculate condition. In fact, I've sold the other pair now, the beige pair. I think I actually sniped these off eBay and got them for about £5. Sold for £24.99, though I did get the full asking price on those. So yeah, occasionally I will snipe from eBay if I can be bothered. It's time, the amount of time going through them all. But Jane Shilton is quite a good brand. They're good for bags and they're good for shoes. I think it was the style that sold these, and a beautiful colour. Another pair of shoes. It's been that kind of a month. These, Ted Baker picked up for... They're a bit paler than they look on this camera, but they're purpley ones. I did the research, found out the brand. They have these little buttons on the back. They seriously have been worn indoors on one occasion. I mean, if that. Really rubbish picture of the logo there, but it's all there. I just wanted to get them up and listed. They were size 4. Small sizes still sell. They didn't sell for £39.99. I think I took an offer of about £33 on them. I'm taking more offers. I want stuff moving. And it's helping my cash flow to do that. So that's all really rather nice. They were lovely. I could have worn heels like that once upon a time. But apart from the fact that I really don't need to be 6'2", I couldn't walk in them. My feet won't do anything like that. Now it's all fit flops and boots. That's me these days. Oh yes, the classics. Yes, full button down and a pencil one. Pencil and button through. That was always going to be a good combination in terms of style. These go very well at any season, and I think I did sell that for pretty much near the full price. So I'm going to get at least 20 quid for something like that. I think that was part of a jumble sale haul, so it may have cost me 25p, something like that. Yes, these military styled blazers, jackets. This was a ladies one. It's a 16, good size. It was pure wool, St Michael's, so that was always going to go well. I popped it on quite optimistically at £39.99, and I think I got about 30 for it, so I was still happy. I think that was a jumble sale one that cost me about £1 as well. Now I think I mentioned this in a haul. I think I did probably pay a few pounds for this. I think I might have paid £6 or £7, but it's Pure Collection. I think I've mentioned Pure Collection before with regards to cashmere. But as a brand, they are fine fabrics. They are beautifully made. And this was a lovely sort of burnt orange colour, tunic dress, a size 16. Absolutely beautiful. I can't even begin to tell you. I think I sold it for £50, not £59.99. But, you know, it's a lovely thing. And there was nothing wrong with it whatsoever. So a good brand to look out for, not just in the cashmere department. That was a nice find. Here we go, just to show you, bizarre, slinky, 70s look, Joseph Ribkoff. I do tend to pick up Joseph Ribkoff. It's bloody hard to photograph, as you can tell from my appalling pictures. That was probably the best of a bad bunch. It was so slinky. And I think it was a time we were having appalling weather, so it's very difficult to get the lighting. And I do have lighting, but some things are just hard to do. It was a nice feature, had a little keyhole at the back. Good for a cruise. I didn't sell it for $29.99, but I think I sold it for $25. Still well worth it. I probably paid, I think it was actually on the pound rail in one of my charity shops, this one, if I remember correctly. I don't remember exactly what I pay for things. I tend to take a more bigger overview. Just to show you, anything can sell. I've had some very out of season sales in May. Of course, May was a bizarre month weather-wise, but these were suede, hotter boots. They really didn't look like they'd been worn at all. I said they'd been worn once because I had no tags, but they were just amazing. Here we go, lovely things. Quite high. $29.99. I think I got $25 for them. I was still happy to see them go because these things take up a lot of room. But yeah, hotter is a very flooded area right now. One of those sort of victims of its own success, I think, for us resellers. But it still goes for decent money, especially when it's in good condition. This was another horror to photograph. It's actually a cream colour, but just another recapper of Anthropology. The actual make was Floreat, if I can show you the label. That's the RN number that tells you it's Anthropology. I picked this up from Nicole State, one of the American YouTubers, RN 56170. That tells you it's Anthropology, and there are lots of different labels. This is Floreat. I picked it up from a jumble sale. I think it probably cost me about 50p. But it had so many layers. It was so well made. There were ruffles upon ruffles upon ruffles. There's a tiny mark there on the spaghetti strap, but it had oodles of layers. It was embroidered. It was a quality thing, and that's what I tend to go by. I'm not always necessarily just looking at the labels themselves. God, aren't I gabbing this morning? I'm sorry. Racing along at a rate of knots there, but you know, keep an eye out for Anthropology, because some goes well, some not so much, but you'll always do reasonably well out of it. This was another out of season. I've had this thing hanging around for ages. It was the most strange thing. Big, oversized Logan look jacket that I picked up at a jumble sale for next to no money, and it was actually missing a button, which I declared. It had velvet buttons, and then it was missing a button. I put a different one on nearest the collar, but it's a huge, great thing. It wasn't a particular brand, but very Logan looky, great for festivals, and it did eventually sell. It sold for about £30. So, you know, just because something's padded and looks a bit sort of wintry, don't assume it won't sell. Next, difficult to photograph black trousers and make them look anything but dull, but these were by Hush. These I picked up from a jumble sale where I probably paid 25p for them. They were new with their tags. Hush, crop, stretch, slim trousers in black. They would have been £75 new. Hush is a good label to look out for. It's very popular. It's fairly high end, but it's just very popular, a bit like Cos and stuff like that. They sold for £40. I was obviously deeply delighted. I love a brand new with tags, especially in a popular brand. Next. Oh, this was a funny one. Whee! Paper planes. This made me giggle. I picked this up because I thought, you know, there are niches, there are people who like these things, this sort of thing. I do like ties. I don't sell a great deal, but I should do because I've got a few to list. Josh Bark. It's an American brand. It was silk. This actually has gone to a chap who is the self-proclaimed Professor of Paper Planes and has a YouTube channel. So if you look up Professor of Paper Planes on YouTube, you will get this chap. He's already wearing one a bit like this, and this is obviously his backup tie. So it's funny when things go to appropriate people. So it gives me a warm, fuzzy feeling that the right person has been connected with their object, and that was me doing it. So I think job done there. That's why I like reselling so much. It's not just about the money. He sent me such nice messages as well. He was very sweet about it and very grateful to have it. Now, before you all sort of proclaim about your eyes being blown away by this extremely loud raw silk suit, I picked this up at a jumble sale. Again, I think I paid £1 for it. Maybe £2 is an absolute maximum. It was when I went into a wonderfully big jumble sale and this was on a hanger. I had to have it. It's a man's. It's made by William Hunt, which apparently is a really good brand. Hadn't realised. I just picked it up because it was just too crazy not to. Here's the label. William Hunt, England. I think it was possibly tailor-made for somebody because it had no size label in. I had to do all the measurements. It's sort of almost a tonic effect with the shaded silk. Totally crazy. I knew someone would want it for a party or a bash. Amazing, wacky lining. Very 80s in its style. Tapered trousers. It was just the most extraordinary thing. So I had to sell it. I like the weird and the wonderful. It sold for £40, not $49.99. But, you know, I really hope that the chap who got this absolutely loves it. I really hope so. It's been long gone. I haven't had a return, so let's hope. Because sometimes with things like this that someone might want for a party, there's always the chance it'll be rent an outfit and it'll end up coming back. I'm really hoping not. So that was a fun find. Now this unpresupposing looking thing, unprepossessing, it was tiny. It was probably about 3.5 inches tall, but it had the most glorious colouring. Now what gave it away to me, I do like art glass, was this it's not focusing very well, sorry. Isle of Wight glass, handmade England. Isle of Wight glass is a collector's area. It's art glass. It's from the 70s, 60s. The stopper was in immaculate condition. I always show them very carefully. It was the genuine stopper with it. Beautiful little perfume bottle. I did the research and found out it was called Black Azurine. The style, I had it up for this amount of money. I'd had it for a while and I thought I'd gone a bit potty with the price. I couldn't see any, they look quite rare. I actually sold it for £50, but it's gone to the Isle of Wight. And not only did it go to the Isle of Wight, it went to an antique shop on the Isle of Wight. So I've got a funny feeling there's probably some more money in this for the chap. I don't mind. I think I paid £2.99 for it in a charity shop. I'm happy with my return, and he's hopefully going to make a nice margin on it in his shop. So I don't begrudge things like that. I think it's all part of the circle. It's all part of what we do as dealers, which basically is what we are. Sell to another dealer at good rate, and then he gets his cut. Barber again. It's been a season of barbers. I think it's because of where I live, because I'm sort of going out to West Kent, East Sussex, that sort of area for these jumble sales, and this was another jumble sale pickup where I think it probably cost me 25p. It's a kid's barber. My son didn't like it. Crazy boy. I actually sold it for £35. And what can I say? It's a super thing. There are fakes out there, but once you've seen and bizarrely enough smelt the original, now I'm not advocating going sniffing everything you buy at a jumble sale, but I am a sniffer, because barber and its wax has a very particular smell about it, and once you smelt it, you know, as well as the weight of it, the feel of it, the quality. It's the smell of the wax. It smells of Labradors and countryside. It really does. So I was very pleased to see this go. This actually went on its first cycle, and that was a lovely thing to get sold. Very happy with that. Anthropology again. Now, this was such a cute dress. It's sort of an eye-cap design. Anything in red tends to go quite quickly. This is a tiny size. I think this was a jumble sale find, so I may have paid 50p for it. Obviously very seasonable. This pattern was just beautiful. Lovely halter neck, absolutely tiny. My poor dummy really struggled. There you go, you can probably see the clip at the back. I kind of put it on her because I wanted to see, but I couldn't do it up because my Edna is an 8 to 10 and this was a 6, a UK size 2. Quite remarkable, but she sold anyway because she's lovely. I think that one actually went for £25, which I was happy with. So there we go. I don't think I've got the shop. I think the actual care labels have been taken out, if I'm right. That said Maeve. That said Maeve. And I'd heard, there we go, very tiny labels. I'd heard from Nicole State again. I do watch out for the American brands. They have a certain following here. Anthropology, of course, being one of them. So, yeah, always keep an eye out for that. My arm's aching now. Let's move on. Okay, I'm going to switch you to the other hand because I'll make been gardening like a crazy thing, and it's done my arms. Now this looks rather dull, but it is actually, in spite of looking slightly grey on your screen, it's a kind of a greeny grey, and this was Noa Noa. It's one of those brands that was very big a few years ago and is less so now, but nice embellished designs, things in linen, things in silk, will always go well, and a lot of people still like this brand. So I thought it's quite a nice sort of wedding guest kind of outfit. There we go. A lot of nice embellishment. When you get embellishment, of course you've got to check that none of the sequins are missing, or at least few enough to be noticeable. Embellishment around the sleeves. It was a nice thing, and that actually went for full price quite quickly, so I guess someone wanted that for an occasion. So there we go. That was Noa Noa. That was a jumble sale, so that would have been about 50p. These I got from my contact lady, so I think I paid about £3 for these. They went for about 25, so I took a best offer. But DVF, Diane von Furstenberg, what those lovely names, well known for her wrap dresses, very popular, but also does shoes. And these were a tiny size. Well, no, they weren't tiny. I thought they were tiny, but they were 5.5. They just looked small, but they were beautiful metal work on them, really nice. A nice low-level heel, quite stylish, and like I say, they went for about 25, so I was pleased with those. I do like a nice sandal. I will pick up shoes if I see something. I've got a bit of a taste for shoes. Last, exhale, just to show you, out of season sales. This has to be one of the thickest jumpers I have ever seen. Real huge Cornish chunky knit. A man's jumper. It was a large, and it sold for full price, no questions asked. It's a proper English made one. It was kind of like a very coloured blue. It was most extraordinary. It looked a bit like a blue bottle to me. I wouldn't put that in my description. Looks like a large ugly fly. No. Made in England, there you go. Cornish chunky, anything like this always goes well. There's all those sort of hipsterish people that have to have something artisan crafted, and there we go, there it was. And I think I sold that for, I think that actually went for full price. Quite chuffed by that. I've got a feeling that was a jumble sale, and I think I paid £1 for it. Oh, I'm getting offers coming in now. Oh, offers up in the corner of my screen. So, lovely peeps, that was sort of 20 odd items that sold. Just to, oh, picture of my son there. This is what my cat does. Max, I can't see your face. You're kind of a black cat in the coal mine. Hello, you can say hello. You're a beautiful thing. Anyway, we've just found out that here in Tunbridge, not very far from TP Towers, we are having a cat cafe opening up, and I can't tell you how chuffed I am, because my son got me to take him up to London to Lady Dina's Cat Emporium, which is in a very hard to find place in the East End of London, and caused me no end of stress taking him there as a treat after he'd done his 11+. Now, the fact that we're going to have one in Tunbridge is a source of great delight, so I'm really hoping it opens up soon. It's amazing. I can't understand why anyone would open one here. It's not really the centre of all things urbane, but you know, I'm quite happy, and my son's going to be deeply delighted when I take him there when it opens. He's probably going to want to live there, knowing him. Well, we've got perfectly good cats at home. I mean, you know, we need other cats. Goodness only knows. Anyway, so there's my sales roundup. Just some unusual bits and pieces to keep your eyes open for. I hope you're all having a good summer. I hope eBay's picking up for you, for those that have found it slow. I hope those of you who are finding it really busy are coping with the rush. And the illogicality that is the wonderful world of eBay and continues to do our heads in never ceases to amaze me. So I will say bye-bye, and thank you ever so much for watching. You can sub if you want to, or not if you don't. Up to you. Bye.